try and see the light that glows within every living creature that is their life force and their unique contribution to the universe.
This is Rise and Shine, a podcast that offers timeless wisdom and uplifting meditations to fill your heart, feed your soul, and start your day on a positive note. Here is Adrienne Gold-Davis.
Do you remember learning the principle called Rooijeboef in science class? It's red, orange, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Those are the letters that represent the colors of the spectrum that make up the rainbow that exists within the clear white light surrounding us. So when white light is refracted, whether through the water droplets in the air and the clouds after the rain, or through the prism of a crystal or a diamond, the rainbow of color appears, revealing the hidden beauty that must be teased out and searched for, but is everywhere around us. Learning about the refraction of light is one of the earliest lessons in the developing student's mind. Science class aside, it also teaches us one of life's deepest and most pleasurable lessons, that just because you can't see something does not mean that it isn't there. With babies and toddlers, learning to develop object impermanence, which is what this is called, can be a brutally painful thing. Peekaboo is particularly cruel, given that for the moment that blanket covers your face, the baby actually thinks that you're gone, that you've disappeared. And that cry of delight, when you call out, "Here I am," is actually a cry of relief. My gosh, the baby's thinking, she's back. I'm so relieved. I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm all alone. So when your baby goes down to sleep in their crib and you tiptoe out of the room on fleet feet, only to hear that wail of horror 10 seconds later, that's the moment the baby realizes you've left, as though they've been abandoned forever, as though they'll never see you again. And what's funnier than that toddler hiding in plain sight with their own hands over their eyes, calling out, "You can't see me, you can't see me." This stage, developmentally, reveals the inability to believe that what they can't see cannot possibly exist. That if their eyes are covered, then you can't possibly see them either. And frankly, this is the period of toddlerhood that we first learn about in the genesis of our family history in the Torah. Adam and Chava, or Eve, eat from that tree of knowledge of good and evil, and their eyes are opened. They see that they're naked, and so they hide from the omnipresence of a God that they know, or at least knew, was everywhere and sees everything. Like spiritual toddlers, which they definitely were, they imagined that hiding would help. And as we've been taught, for many of us, the first response to feeling exposed or vulnerable is indeed to hide. From ourselves, from others, from reality. You see, the rainbow is there within the white light. When it's revealed through refraction, we gasp in awe. We think it's miraculous and a sudden occurrence, rather than the revelation of something that was there all along, just waiting to reveal itself in the right circumstances. Judaism teaches us that there is an ear that hears and an eye that sees. That we should internalize in our moments of spiritual toddlerhood that we are never truly alone and never truly abandoned. And that just because we cannot see God in a revealed state does not mean that we can't use refracting tools to expose the hidden but ever-present colors. So what are some of the refracting tools we can use to reveal the invisible? Well, you can turn on your radio and hear the music that's going through the invisible radio waves that are soaring through the air. You can contemplate the buds tight in their branches that explode into blossoms come springtime. You can imagine the airwaves filled with Wi-Fi that you can't see. And you can gaze up into apartment buildings and imagine the many lives within those units, each with their own stories and with their own unique realities. Most, I like to contemplate the souls in your fellow as they pass you on the street, as you move through your day. Try and see the light that glows within every living creature that is their life force and their unique contribution to the universe. For many of us, the awe of nature reminds us both of our incredible smallness and at the same time of the vast magnitude of the human experience. That we can feel both huge and small at the very same time, blown away by the height and the weight of the mountain and humbled by its majesty. And then, delighted to recognize that awe is a part of the capacity of the human soul, that the part of us which can't be seen is capable of such intense response, and that it is that response that makes us the most human. The soul can intuit even without the senses. A friend of mine had a child who was blind and not hearing, but when his sisters came into the room, he somehow felt their presence, his toothless toddler grin spreading across his face in delight. You know, there's a blessing we say when we see a rainbow. Our tradition says that the rainbow represents a sign from above, that the world will never be destroyed entirely like it was in the flood of Noah's time. Some of our sources say that we shouldn't stare at a rainbow because of its association with the divine glory, in Hebrew, the Shekhinah. But for me, the rainbow will always represent the revelation of that which exists, even if we can't always see it. That is why the greatest refractor of the invisible may be to give love to your fellow. When we give and love, we see our fellow soul, and we see that soul awakened, and that it begins to shine through their eyes. And it's a gift to both of us, because in seeing others, we also come to see ourselves. Today, make it your business to awaken the spark of recognition that we are all uniquely divine souls, and that we are surrounded with a spectrum of light that is ours if we choose to harness it. Can we turn on our internal radios and dial in for the music of the human soul? It will make our days so much more colorful, and our hearts will expand in kind. And remember, that is why we are here on this planet.
Thanks for listening to Rise and Shine. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to Momentum Podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Join Adrienne again next time for more timeless wisdom and uplifting meditations that fill your heart, feed your soul, and start your day on a positive note.
You're listening to a Momentum Podcast. For unlimited inspiration, wisdom, and empowerment, visit MomentumUnlimited.org.